Good morning. Let's get cracking on hero section in Webflow for the newer website. This is what I was originally going with, this little bento box. When you hover over a project name like Jeremy Pets or Rebel Ants or Battle for the Colony, it would pop up a bunch of images of that project. But we're going to go a little different now. We're going to go with something more like this to focus on Battle for the Colony, since that's coming out in a week-ish. So let's see if we can recreate this in Webflow, something like this. So let's add a different section instead of that. Add a section. I think we're going to go with section v3 hero. That's the one. 100% dynamic viewport height. Let's add a background to this. Little background image. I don't know if we have these already. Let's see. On our Google Drive website, Drive dojos. I need a dojo. All right. I think we got one in Gmail here from Miguel. Let's go. Here we go. Here's a dojo. Great. So let's upload the dojo. This one's a little dark. I think we're going to have it so it rotates every time you refresh. So we'll go cover, center, not repeat. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Should it contain? No, it's not the right shape. I dig it. Okay, I think we need a little overlay to help show the text. So this one, for example, was a gradient. 25% there. So maybe we add the text and then we see how the gradient looks. So let's add our padding global. Then we'll add our container. So we're gonna have the ants at the bottom. So we have the ants at the bottom. How do we want this container? I guess container large works. And then we want to do some content towards the top. I don't think we're going to have a nav bar. I think we're going to have a menu button and a logo button. So we just want to have the big text right there. So we'll call this the hero, the v3 hero components. And in this, let's put a h1. Let's call it, where's that text? Wow. Oh yeah, it's dark. That's why. Battle for the Colony. It's going to be white text. So let's change the parent to white. Nice. Maybe we add a, this is the only thing going in, right? So this whole thing will be, the content will be all white. Okay, let's add a text under that, paragraph under that. Call it, oh boy. This will say digital art meets AI storytelling. What did I put here? NFTs meet AI storytelling. Let's go digital art. Digital art meets AI storytelling. Okay, let's center this. And we need a little padding here. padding section large. That'll give us some space, but maybe we just want to center it. Maybe we want everything here to be in the middle. Okay, something like that maybe. How much space do we need in the top? That's the question. Is that enough? Padding section large of 8 rem. It's not going to be enough. When you look at this, for example, this is 135 divided by 16. That's close. Let's see if we can have like a extra large padding section. X large. Actually, we will take this one and then duplicate it. Duplicate section, name it X large. Is that already a thing? Because that's 8 rem, top and bottom. Let's go 10 rem. Maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just 10 rem on this, 10 margin. Okay, then we're going to add a button inside of there. We want to add a button. And this button is going to say mint now. Maybe on OpenSea. Now, just mint now. We'll see how that looks. Okay, this was Roboto. So maybe we'll set this to Roboto and then the H1 to something else. Do we not have Roboto? What do we have? All right, let's add some fonts. We need Roboto and Malanga. Which Roboto is it? Roboto regular. 579. Malanga. All right, let's do a little refresh. Get on down here. So let's see if we can make this a special H1. We'll call this here V3 Hero H1. Malanga. And what size do we want? Like 100. So that's 6.25 rem. That looks okay. And then the Roboto text, maybe a 36. So we'll apply that to the hero. We'll go Roboto. And, whoa, not what I wanted. Okay. 2.25 rem. Yeah, that's okay. Well, the button might need to be a little smaller. What's the button? 24. Okay, call this V3 Hero button. Okay, this one's good. How much spacing do we need between these? Maybe 1 rem. So let's wrap these in a box. And we'll call this the V3 Hero header content. Give that a flex of 1 rem. Going down. Yeah. And then this thing needs to be how far? 54. Is that too much? I don't know. So we'll give this a flex down. Center, so it stops stretching. Let's give it some space of 3 rem. Okay. And this button, what font is the button? It's the Malongo. Malonga, black text, white background. Okay. Do we need to set some more spacing around this? I don't know, there's no more spacing here. Does it need to be a little wider? Maybe a little wider. Let's give it some more padding. Maybe 1.5 rem and 1.5 rem. 2. Okay. Digital art meets AI storytelling. Sure. Okay, now we want to try and get some ants at the bottom. Now this is going to have to be 3 separate collections, but we are not going to load in collections yet. We just want to get them placed. And so maybe we add a container to the bottom and then go from there. I think the middle one's 400, then 300, then 275, just to give a little depth, like they're right behind each other. Maybe. I don't know if I have all these downloaded. Okay, export. Export. Okay, the text pops on this one for sure. You don't even need an overlay. So that's good. But the other images will need an overlay because you have some blue stuff. Because if you took away this overlay, yeah, that was not bad. Which one becomes challenging? Maybe this one. Because there's 4 dojos. Yeah. We'll see. Okay, let's put a container at the bottom somewhere. Gotta reposition absolute, I guess. And we'll call this the V3 Hero Ants Wrapper container. We'll set this to position absolute on the bottom. And then let's put a div inside of that, which will control the height of the image. So we'll call this, oh, it's not relative to anything, of course. Okay, so this would be the V3 hero, and front wrapper. Front and wrapper. Front and wrapper. Now this section needs to be relative. And now we have our little wrapper there. So let's throw an ant in there. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so this front run, we want to make this 400 by 400. Wow. 25 rem. These images are square already, so it makes it easier to place it there. Let's put this in the center. Nope, wrong one. This I want to center. Okay, that's something. And then we want two more behind it that are going to have to be position absolute. Or they just need spacing in a Flexbox container. Okay, so let's add another row. We'll call this the V3 hero middle ant wrapper. Now, if this thing's 400, we want to separate them by, you know, this many. 117. It's about 7 rem. So this is the front wrapper. So for the middle wrapper, we want 2 divs with images that are separated. So we need 2 more images inside of this, because this will hold 2. So really we need the wrapper and 2 containers, or 1 container and 2 wrappers. Okay, let's add a couple in here. So first, let's add the images. Let's add these 2. Okay, so this one we want to be 300. So 18.75 by 18.75 rem, not pixels. And we want everything here to be on the bottom. Good. So maybe this just actually needs some negative margin. Is that guy in the middle? Oh, wrong guy. Nah, I don't like that. We'll have to use some absolute positioning because we'll use another one of these. And let's wrap this. This will be the V3 hero. Whoa, that's not a word. Middle row. This will be the other way. Good. Separate them out. We need about 7 rem between them. Good. And this will be absolute to this bottom container, which is already absolute. Oh yeah. So now we just got to change. We need the front one to be, I guess, 3. Let's make them relative. Now he's in front. Are these guys too small is the question. What if we go 19 rem and 19 rem? Because he is 25 rem. So maybe these guys need to be 20 rem. Are they not positioned to the bottom? Why are they floating? This one. Okay. So this box is touching the bottom. These guys are not touching the bottom. Why are these guys not touching the bottom? There we go. Okay, let's change out one of them for that. All right. And let's add another row. So really we want another one, another middle, but we want to duplicate this and do a 3rd row. So let's duplicate this. Duplicate class. Instead of middle row will be back row. And middle row should be index of 2. And back row will be index of 1. And inside here, this will not be middle wrapper. This will be back. Okay, so if this one had a gap of 7 rem, this one needs a gap of like 10, that many, 27 rem. We gotta make it a little smaller also. 18. Okay, does this one need to be bigger is the question. 20 doesn't need to go 21. And then does this one need to be 17? But do we need some more space? Yeah, that could work. All right, let's change some images. Oof, why is this called image? What did I do to this that it has that name? Nothing. I've done nothing to you. This doesn't have a class. This does have a class. Oh, because I put that padding on there. Okay, goodbye. Okay, I think we need the Power Ranger and the astronaut. So let's get a Power Ranger and an astronaut. In this one, Power Ranger. Okay, how we look? It's not as scaled as I'd like it to be. I want this one. I think that's a good size. Maybe these two need to change size. Okay, so we're at 25. These are 21. Maybe 22. And then if that's 3 down, maybe these need to be 3 down, which would be 19. Okay, so for funsies, let's see if we can animate these in. All right, we've got our text, and now we want our ants. We have 3 rows, front, middle, back. It's not that the front row needs to come up, it's the ant needs to come up, right? Or is it the same? Maybe it's the same. So let's animate the row. All right, so we want an onload trigger. Select an action. When the page finishes loading, we'll start an animation. We're going to call this V3 Hero Ants. We'll call this V2 Ants page load. Okay, so now this, they're all going to start 100% down. So set a starting point as 100%, gone, good. And now we want to move it up 100% back to 0% where it started. Let's try an out quart. Okay. Out quart. Can we do the same for the others with a delay? Okay, so this one, we're going to move, give initial state 100% down, and move back into place at 0% back out quart. We'll put it with this. I'll put the slightest at 0.1. That's cool. What does 0.2 look like? I think 0.1 is better. Okay. Now we'll go to the last one here. Move. Go down 100%. Set that as the initial state. Move them back in to 0% with an out quartz with a delay of 0.2. That needs to come here. Okay. The background needs to be 0.2. Maybe the back ones need their own fading. That could be fun. So if the front is quartz, does the second row go quint and the back row go sine? I don't like this one. Yeah, that already happened there. Okay, out quad for the back, middle, quartz, expo. Let's go back to quart for everything. So the front duration is half a second. This one's a delay. Let's go 0.2 for everything and see how that goes. And then the back row will go 0.4. No, it feels flat. Does it need to take longer for the back row because it's further? That's something. Let's go middle row is 0.6. That's better. Oops. Okay, good for now. Is that better? Digital art beats AI storytelling. Mint now. Okay, then at the top, we want 2 logos. Maybe this old hero we just hide for now. Where is the visibility? Can't keep track of anything. There we go. So I like this look of just like the white circle here. And then we'll do a refresh button here, which will change the background and randomize the background and the ants on a refresh. So I like this idea of like these white round things. Circles, as you might call them. Let's see. How do I get a circle? Okay, so the nav brand, no, the nav container. Nav brand is a link, but I want something inside of this. Okay, we need the logo. So that's 65. So let's give this sweet brand logo, nav brand logo. Let's just call this 4. We'll call this white background. We'll give it 100% radius. And this one's gonna be a little bigger. I want 75 by 16. Oh boy. If this is 4 rem, why is this not bigger at 4.5 rem? There you go. And we gotta center that thing. There you go. That's cool. Does this need to be further apart? I think we need a wider container. This container has a max of 80 rem. What's 80 rem? Oh, it's 80 times, oh boy. So it's 1280. What was this designed on? 1280. Max width 1280. Okay. I don't want the circles to be too distracting from the text. So if they're too close, it feels weird. Why can't it go more? Okay, stick with that for now. Now I gotta get this in a white circle. Does this need rounded edges? Oh, that's not what I meant. Don't like it again. Out cubic, out court. Front is court, cubic, court. Maybe these all need to be cubic, court. Okay, what happens when you hover this? I don't know. Okay, that is good for now. More to come.